Alright guys, let's fix this. Your hook is not in position, featuring the Ricoma EM1010. If you press that OK button, you hear that grinding noise. What to do? Alright, let's press our trim button, and we know that the hook's not in position, but we're going to figure out if it is the upper hook or the lower. Hit that OK button, because our upper wiper blade did not come down. What we need to do is take this panel off. In order to take this panel off, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 screws you need to take out, and then we can remove this panel. Make sure you keep those screws somewhere safe. You're not going to want to lose them unless you want to run your machine without the panel. Taking the panel off is pretty easy. Once you've removed the screws, some of them might be left in there, and that's okay. They'll kind of fall out. We're going to just kind of carefully wiggle this up and down and pull out. That panel comes off just like that. I like to set that on the floor next to the machine, and now we're going to look at why the machine is not catching or cutting your thread, and it says hook not in place. This is the back of your head. This is your hook, where when you trim it, it's going to come down, slide out, you see it down through there, and it grabs that loose thread and pulls it back into your Velcro bar. Sometimes this sensor right here gets damaged, or sometimes it just goes too fast, your machine does, and this plastic piece right here slides through the sensor too far, and therefore it's going to give you that or hook not in place. So what you need to do is, if that happens, I like to slide this out a little bit. That way our hook is visible, and we're going to press the trim button again on the machine. It's going to give us that error, we know, but now it sucks it back into place because it can then read it on the sensor. Now you should be able to either run the machine without your case back on, or you can put your case back on and keep running it. If you're having a problem, I suggest running a few hundred stitches without the cover back on. That way you can easily access this if it happens again, and then you can keep running. That way you can easily access this if it happens again. And then you can replace your cover. That way it keeps everything all nice and safe. You don't really want to mess with anything else. Just this. If it keeps happening, or if you notice that this little sensor is damaged in any way, I would definitely get a hold of the Ricoma support, submit a support ticket. If you over oil your machine, sometimes this sensor does get oily and it doesn't register. Very, very carefully, you can take a piece of paper or a Q-tip and just kind of clean it off a little bit. Now that your machine is fixed and the hook issue is resolved, if you have any questions, please drop us a comment below. We will do our best to get back with you and figure out how to help you fix your machine at home. Once again, we are not part of Ricoma or sponsored by them in any way. We are just end users like you working on our machines to make sure we can keep running them quickly, effectively, and keep busting out orders.